This pandemic has magnified every existing inequality in our society. Hi everyone, my name is umama, but you can call me umama. I'm from PGRI University and I'm currently at 6A English major. And today I'm going to be talking about COVID-19 and the rule of law. So, the unprecedented threat from COVID-19 has caused unimaginable suffering around the world. This year, 2020 to 2021, also triggered a much-needed discussion on the role of law enforcement in societies. While the pandemic is first and foremost a public health crisis, there are related challenges that are consequential for containing it and for promoting rapid and sustainable recovery. The struggle to uphold the rule of law and the role of law enforcement in society are among them. Where government has responded to the pandemic with an expanded role and this forceful presence of police and other security actors, challenges have emerged, including perception of bias, disproportionate use of force, and other human rights issues. And because of that, some countries have seen a sharp increase in arrests that run counter in need to decongest prisons, which have suffered disproportionately high infection rates both among inmates and staff, spreading to surrounding communities and potentially triggering violence. The distribution of emergency aid, medical supplies, and economic stimuli to counter the effect of the pandemic, while necessary, also provide ample opportunity for corruption and fraud. Without effective institutions that ensure transparency, accountability, and oversight, much of it will not reach intended beneficiaries, crisis, and compromising and delaying recovery. The pandemic also provided opportunity for armed groups, including terrorist organizations, to discredit state institutions, exploit gaps in public service, and capitalize on public outrage, for example, over the closure of places of worship. These challenges can severely undermine the legitimacy of government, which is critical for effective mitigation and containment strategies during public health crises and as observed in some countries. And it is therefore in the interest of the government to ensure that emergency restrictions on rights are necessarily proportionate, legal, and time-bound. When the pandemic wanes, government should undertake after-action reviews, including performance under emergency powers to inform future practice and reform where appropriate. The UN support based on decades of best practice can be useful in this regard, particularly in police sectors. In long term, the pandemic, as any crisis, may also offer opportunity to make needed change to legal system and law enforcement practice. For example, we can analyze the impact of practice developed in response to the pandemic on state budgets, communities, and rehabilitation prospects with a view toward their institutionalization. That should include the potential release of non-violent prisoners, adjusting arrest and prosecution strategies, and non-custodial sentencing. It will also include a filling in virtual judicial hearing as possible, while presenting challenge to some fair trial right. This practice can make justice system more accessible and efficient. As the digital divide narrows, they can enhance access to justice in remote areas, increase legal representation and participation of witnesses, clear backlogs, and reduce pre-trial detention. As world leaders discuss joint action to contain and overcome the pandemic, it is essential that we need to avoid enduring harm to the rule of law, principle, and fundamental freedoms to be taken into consideration that will help to prevent aggravation, social tension, grievances, and underlying cause of conflict. Preventing conflict is perhaps an imperative now more than ever, as prospect of a large-scale investment in conflict management and post-conflict recovery fall victim to scarce resource. Okay, I think that's all about my speech. Thank you.